Upcycling is basically taking something that's discarded and instead of recycling it into something that's of equal or lesser value, this is making it more valuable in its next life, bringing things back to life and rejuvenating junk in a sense. TerraCycle started on worm poop. We're a company founded on poop. And I have a bottle of the poop right here. Basically, worm poop is made from red wiggler worms, and it's taking food scraps and composting it. Basically, these worms eat their weight in garbage every day. And so they make this really nutritious fertilizer from eating all these scraps, and it can be put on plants and made, and it makes really great soil and helps your plants to grow. And we realized that by taking this worm poop and liquefying it, we can package it in bottles like this and put sprayers on it, and the liquefied worm poop can be sprayed on your plants. Now, Tom Zaki is the person who founded TerraCycle. He is a Princeton dropout because he got the idea for TerraCycle while he was at Princeton. He was visiting one of his friends who was growing a marijuana plant, and the last time he had seen this plant, the plant was like almost dead. And he came back again to visit his friend, and the plant was thriving and doing really well, and he asked his friend, he's like, what did you do to this? Like, what miracle drug did you give this? And the friend is like, I'm feeding it worm poop. He basically took the compost from his kitchen scraps, and he had tried like every chemical that he could find in the store, and nothing was helping this plant to respond. And finally, he realized by taking food scraps that was basically waste, it made this plant come back to life. So that's kind of how TerraCycle was founded. And so Tom and his friends got together, and they figured out systems of making this worm poop. They had this big gin, basically, that was like the size of the stage, where the worms would eat all the poop, and it was kind of like a manufacturing line of worms. But after they made all this poop and they collected it all, they didn't have anything to package it in. And that's kind of how we made the first product completely made out of garbage. This product is packaged in recycled soda bottles, and that whole concept came about because they didn't have money for packaging, so they went around to the recycling bins on recycling night, and they collected all these bottles and realized that the necks of all the bottles are similar, so it can be put through a manufacturing line. And then they realized, once they recruited all their friends to collect the bottles, and they had so many orders coming in, they couldn't all do it themselves. They realized that they could start collection brigades and recruit people from all over and show them how to recruit other people, not only raising awareness for recycling, but also giving them inexpensive packaging. So we work with organizations like schools and places like the Girl Scouts that are in the picture, and churches, and they collect their scrap materials, put them in a box, and send them to us. We've expanded our line of garden products to include a whole range of fertilizers and plant foods. And we also expanded different types of packaging that we use. So we use all different sorts of soda bottles, and we started expanding into milk jugs as well. And then once we realized we had this great idea for collecting waste, we realized we could go into all different areas of waste collection. So we're starting to work with other companies as well in collecting energy bar wrappers and juice pouches and yogurt containers, and taking those and making new products out of them. We realized that really almost nothing can be waste. Like the juice pouches, you can sew them together and make them into a sewable material and make tons of new products out of them. And we started teaming up with major brands. Kraft Foods partnered with us, and they put our logo on the back of all of their juice pouch boxes, showing people what they can do with the waste when they're done. It's a really great system because it shows that they're responsible. They're thinking about the fact that a lot of their packaging is non-recyclable, and they can show people what they can do with it when it's done. They can collect it, and for each juice pouch that they collect, they get 2 cents that get donated to their favorite charity. Our philosophy at TerraCycle is that our products have to be better, greener, and cheaper than anything that's out there. We realize that we're starting to sell to mass market companies like Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, and people aren't willing to pay a premium for green products. We need to make them so that they're the same price, if not cheaper, than what's already out there. And we did that with our worm poop, and we're bringing that into a whole range of other consumer goods. One example are our juice pouch products. What I was saying before about how you can sew juice pouches together, now we are turning them into a whole range of products. I have an example of one of our backpacks right here, made from juice pouches. And we created this whole line of back-to-school items with them. We have lunch boxes, backpacks, messenger bags, little zipper cases where you can put your pencils inside. And then we've teamed up with other companies like Target. This is a bag made completely except for the trim, from disposable Target bags. And I really like this bag because it is a great statement on the fact of something that people usually don't think about more than, a couple seconds, and they throw their bag away. Or maybe they reuse it once and put their garbage in it. This is a bag that can be used over and over. This is made from about 20 Target bags, and we realized that if you take recycled bags, Target approached us specifically with this project. They're like, well, what can you do with plastic bags? They were kind of laughing when they approached us. They didn't think that we could do much with them. We realized if you take layers of them and you stack them together, you add heat and pressure, it can make this really great sewable material. And this particular bag I got when I first visited TerraCycle last year, and that's actually where when I started working there, I kind of took a tour of the facilities and I realized they didn't really have a product designer and they had all this garbage, and I walked away with a job that day and this bag, and I've been using it for almost a year, and I bring my garbage there every time I go out there. Their facilities are in Trenton, New Jersey. And I mean, it's really, really sturdy. Like, it holds up really well. We've also extended our brigade system into the wine cork brigade, where people collect wine corks, and we're making new products out of those, like cork boards that we're selling to Office Max. We made some other prototypes of bath mats and trivets and keychains and things like that. And we have this new type of material called Techno Vomit that we're all really excited about. Basically, it is a shredded up food wrapper. I brought an example of what it looks like. It's this really sturdy board that we realize you can make lots of different items out of it, and we're starting to experiment with molding it as well. And this particular one is made completely out of Lay's potato chip wrapper, which is really neat. And we just started, messing around with the material, and we're trying to figure out what could we do with little pieces of wrapper, because a lot of times we get these post-industrial rolls. Not only do we get the post-consumer waste, we work with the same companies to get their post-industrial scrap. And it's pretty amazing the amount of waste that's created just in producing a product. Like, the first time I walked into our facility in Trenton, we have an off-site warehouse that stores a lot of our materials. The first time I walked in there, I just got sick to my stomach because it was just like room after room of different rolls of food packaging, and it was just insane to me that we had all this scrap. And so we'll take the rolls and we'll make those, we roll them out and we make those into products. Here's one, like we're experimenting with some different things for holiday items, like stockings and gift bows, but a lot of times there's extra scrap that's kind of the scrap from these products. And since nothing is waste around TerraCycle, we were experimenting with different things that we could do with it. So we started shredding up this wrapper, and we're like, well, if it got really small, what would it turn into? And that's how we came up with the Techno Vomit. And actually, we joke around the office that at our company, we make poop and vomit, and that's kind of what we're known for. And here's an example of a food wrapper kite, one of the things that we use the post-industrial wrapper for. We put 2 layers together, and we add heat to it, and it becomes this really sturdy material, and we make kites out of it. And actually, soon you will be able to buy these kites at Walmart. I think the first time we're making garbage fly and sold at the mass market level. We are also, another material that we often work with is billboard material, and we're making a whole line of purses and bags, and I think there's one in the back there, and I have one right here too, so you guys can take a look at that afterwards if you want to see. And it's a lot of fun to work with. I never realized that billboards were made out of vinyl material. I always thought that they were kind of papery or stickers or something, but it's this really sturdy material that you can send through your sewing machine. And I've done it quite a bit, actually. And another exciting thing at TerraCycle is that we have a TV show that's launching on Earth Day. The first pilot episode will appear on the National Geographic Channel, and you'll see kind of the whole fruition of the kite. We're making kites out of cookie wrappers, and we're making messenger bags out of billboards. So if you want to catch that, it's on the National Geographic Channel, Earth Day at 9 p.m. And that's TerraCycle. We have fun with garbage, and we give it another go. Thank you.